So it's time to break down the final room at Oklahoma, the quarterback. Yes, I purposely made this video last because I wanted to see how things were going to go in camp. Now, as you all know, if you've been following the channel for a while, we made a video talking about some of the things you got to consider when you heard about how the scrimmages were going. Did pretty well. If you're new to the channel, check that out. But we're going to talk about the depth at QB and what it means going up this season. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is sponsored by our partners over at BetUS. Get 125% up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Check them out in the link in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. Quarterback, the one position that's most critical for us going into the SEC. Now we know we got a new young quarterback, Jackson Arnold. The cavalry behind him includes Casey Thompson, Michael Hawkins, Steele Wazell, Brandon Zerbrug. We got a lot of young players lined up besides Casey. Like Casey's like the 80-year-old man, right? He's going into his 7th season. But everybody else is either a true sophomore, redshirt, freshman, and down. So got a lot of, things to think about here. But I'll tell you this, man. Y'all see the shirt. In Latrell we trust. I think Seth Latrell's going to have this taken care of. And so we're going to talk about the depth. Who's there? What does it look like? And all of that jazz. So quarterback, right? Jackson Arnold is the one that comes out and leads the way. Now, we all know Jackson Arnold started off his career not too shabby, right? Statistically, it was not a bad freshman campaign. 44 for 69 for 563 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. He was sacked 3 times over that period. And that includes games like when he played against Arkansas State. In that game, he was 11 for 11? Right? 11 for 11, 114 yards and a touchdown. So if you think that the Temple game is going to be bad for Jackson Arnold, there's zero chance that game is bad for Jackson Arnold. Again, he walked into the Arkansas State game and was 11 for 11. Arkansas State made a bowl game last year. Just saying. I don't think this game's going to be a problem. Now, Levy decided to use him as a jackhammer and run him a lot the rest of the season. And, of course, we're glad that's not going to happen anymore. But I do anticipate Jackson Arnold getting at least 500 yards rushing this season. He's going to scramble a lot, and he's going to take off, mainly because he can scoot. He got the speed to do it. He's got the agility to do it. He's going to leverage his legs, especially because his wide receiver room is so deadly. You have to follow the receivers. If you put too much space in there for the receivers, Jackson has a very good chance of hitting them in stride, and they might be gone. So the good thing for Jackson Arnold coming into this season is that he has the weapons, the skills position guys, that's definitely going to make sure that it's going to be an easier job for him. That's the thing that makes us bullish about the Oklahoma passing game and why we're not as concerned. Right, the offensive line still needs to gel. We totally get that. But the offensive line is good enough to give Jackson Arnold 2 seconds. And Jackson Arnold's smart enough to make the decision and hit certain players on the go. It's going to get a little bit tighter once we go into SEC play. But the beauty of it is that the skills position players are so much better than most that we'll get enough separation and Jackson Arnold will be fine. That's what's most important, right? That's what's key and critical in this. And going into this play system, we talked about like Dylan Gabriel last year. This year, Jackson Arnold's arm talent is a lot stronger. And because of that, we expect Jackson Arnold to be able to launch that thing deep on a regular basis. So if Jackson Arnold does that, guess what? We Gucci around here. We are in a very, very, very good situation. So for me, the bigger thing here is going to be, how long do we have to wait for Jackson Arnold to get it done? How long do we have to wait for Jackson Arnold to figure it out? I don't sense that it's going to take very long. I think that it'll be within the first 4 games. By the time we get to Tennessee, I think Jackson Arnold will have most of it figured out. That's just me, though. I know a lot of other people are not as bullish, but I know that he made a lot of mistakes in practice, but he was also going against probably one of the best defenses he's going to see this season. I'm just keeping it a buck. And they know what he does. They know his tendencies. They know the play call. They have a very good read on that. But this is the best defense he's going to see. So I don't have any worries when it comes to that portion of it. The bigger thing for me is making sure he continues to make the right decisions. People aren't going to be able to read him because here, when he starts playing against these other teams, he can actually run and take off. He can take off and get yards. He can take off, hopefully not get hit, but he can take off and get yards. So that's where the difference maker is going to be for Jackson Arnold. So tell me what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. How y'all feeling about Arnold? Want to hear from y'all. We're going to go into the backups. But first, a message from the sponsor. So our friends over there at BetUS is taking care of our people here on the channel. They're hooking you up. You can get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. They're hooking the people up. They're making sure that you're able to get out there and game. And so when I come over here to the site and I look, of course, search Oklahoma. You got all of these options. Of course, they got all sports. You got NBA in here, right? You're looking at the conference stuff. Should we look at conference winners? Should we look at, you know what? We're going to go look at rushing leaders. So rushing yard leaders, we have some interesting bets in here available. And one name I see in this bad boy is Gavin Sawchuk. He's sitting at 1,000 plus 1,000 for leading the way in rushing. I'm going to take that bet. We're going to put $100 here, win 1,000. We're going to place that bet because we believe that Gavin Sawchuk has a very good chance of being the leading rusher out there in the SEC. Mainly because the way this team is constructed, that's what we think. But the beauty of BetUS, not only do they give you that deposit, but they're hooking you all up. Twice a year, they give you 10% back on your net losses. So if I take an L here, I'll get back $10 to go ahead and bet on something else. Maybe I can take an even bigger dog and win all my money back. That's the game. So make sure you do bet responsibly and only bet what you can. But check out BetUS. Link is in the description below. 125% up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. They're hooking the people up so y'all can have fun. Check them out. Use my link. That way they know I sent you. All right, the backups, man. So we know that Jackson Arnold's leading the way, but then you've got some other young players. You got Michael Hawkins, Brendan Zerbrook. You got Steele Wazzle, right? And then you've got the old man, Casey Thompson, which I hear is healthy. So there's a chance that he can get out there. We did lose General Booty. We lost Jacob Switzer, Barry Switzer's grandson. He transferred out as well. General Booty just got himself a starting job. Shout out to him down at the University of Louisiana Monroe. Definitely going to tune in and watch him play because I was hoping we get to see him throw the ball once, but it's okay. Still going to rock my General Booty gear just because he gave back here to the Oklahoma Children's. And I thought that was a dope campaign. But I digress. Who do I think is going to back up Jackson Arnold? Honestly, it only makes sense to put Casey Thompson back there just because he's the veteran presence. He's been out there. He's played at Texas. He played at, Nebraska, played at FAU, but he spent a lot of time playing at Texas and Nebraska. So he has a good understanding of some of these tighter defenses, right? Especially at Nebraska, right? Big Ten's known for their defenses over there. We anticipate that for him, he'll be able to come in and be a very good mentor and maybe come in and do some mop-up duty. But I do believe behind him, you're going to have Michael Hawkins because this has been the rave of practice that Michael Hawkins is out there cooking folks. Cooking them folks. And I love to hear it. And he was one, when he came in as a recruit, people kind of questioned, like, all right, is he going to be top? He wasn't a 5-star. He's only 4. How good is he going to be? Look, when I saw him playing down at Emerson and at Frisco Emerson, he was carrying that team. That told me everything your boy needed to know. He was cooking them boys. Like, it was like really hard to you couldn't keep up with the kid. And so I was like, all right. And he's the son of Michael Hawkins, who also played, corner for Brent Venables back in the day. Felt like, all right, this kid's going to do something special for it. So for me, I think that he's going to be the backup. I think behind him it'll be between Steele as well as, because Steele's an Oklahoma kid, and then Brendan Zurbrugg, who I think Zurbrugg is going to be a sneaky good pickup, right? Like, I think he's talented enough to start pushing everybody in the room. I think he's actually good. I think he is. Watching him in Ohio, I mean, he rushed for over 1,000 yards, threw for over, 3? Kicking ball. He's a gamer. Right, adding him to the Ohio pipeline that it seems that we got. Right, we got 4 dudes from Ohio here. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Right, from Zurbrugg to Reggie Powers to Caden Woolard. Right, like we've spent some time up there in the Ohio area, which I like. And Kendall Dobie's your 4th one. So hey, we'll see what it looks like. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. Y'all trust in Latrell? Y'all can get this shirt from the store, right? If the link is here on the screen somewhere, as well as in the description below. Y'all can pick up a Latrell shirt if you feel like it in preparation for the season. But hey, got a lot of cool stuff coming down the line. All right. Final previews. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the show. Y'all know the deal. 125% on your first redeposit up to $2,000. They're hooking the people up. Check them out. They'll get you taken care of. And you can even talk to them 24/7, 365 as far as their chat. And they'll let you know any questions that you have. I direct you to those people. All right, check out one of these videos here. We're going to start previewing Temple next week. Me and Coop will start diving into that because, hey, the season is here, baby. We're literally 1 week away, 7 days away. How does it feel? Oh, man, I'll be there. So make sure y'all too. We'll talk soon. Peace.